I'm Morgan, and today I am very excited to do a handkerchief haul video. So most of these were Christmas gifts from my mother, but my sister also gifted me a couple of these too. So yeah, I'm just very excited to take a closer look at these. So first of all, there's this very thin material handkerchief with some lovely, I don't know if I describe this as netting or a sort of lace decorative trim around the outside. And there are these little applique green flowers, and it's so beautiful. My main concern about this is that I have concerns that it might be a bit delicate, and I'm concerned hey, is this going to hold up to a lot of washes? But it is very, very beautiful. And next of all, there is this thin material handkerchief. It doesn't feel super soft. It's more of a little bit on the stiffer side, and it's got some beautiful pink stitching around the outside and some beautiful pink little embroidered designs to it. They look kind of look almost more like a sun shape than a flower shape, but there are leaves around it, so I think it's supposed to be representative of flowers, but it's a very beautiful design. Oh, and next of all, here is a white handkerchief with some little, what looks kind of like little heart flowers and some green little leaves and stuff. It's a very pretty handkerchief. Oh, next of all, this one is a white handkerchief with some lovely, I guess I describe this as kind of a lace around the edge, and it has a beautiful flower embroidered in one corner. And next of all is this white handkerchief with, oh, I love the design on this. It's white, it's made of white thread, and it's these little flowers that are kind of in an L shape around the corners. It's very beautiful. I love the subtlety of the monochrome, the white on white. Oh gosh, please don't hate on me, people who are gonna be oh my gosh, is white a color, is black a color, etc., etc. I don't like thinking about all the complicated art theory stuff. This is a beautiful white handkerchief with some lace around the edge that has a little bit of yellow in it, and I love yellow. Yellow is my favorite color. And then there is this beautiful yellow and orange flower in one of the corners with some beautiful green leaves. Oh, this one is very, very unique. I love it. It's most of it is just plain white, but then in the corner there is this butterfly. It's a yellow butterfly, and I think it's such a cool design element. And there's also, I don't know how I would describe this, if this is kind of a crocheted style of edge, or here's the thing, I don't really know enough about tatting to be able to clearly identify the differences between tatting and crochet, but it's got a beautiful decorative edge around it, and I love the butterfly. It's just so unique and creative. Oh, and then this is a white handkerchief with some lovely purple embroidered flowers in all four corners. There's that little scallop edge at the top and the sides and the bottom and stuff. I mean, I guess it doesn't really have a top and a bottom. It's more or less symmetrical. Oh. And then this next handkerchief, this one looks a little bit worn out. I see a lot of wear and tear to it. So this one might not last very long. But it's a beautiful white handkerchief with a lot of, it's got more of those white, very thin details. Yeah, I think that this handkerchief is a bit on the flimsy side. Look, this, it's got kind of that cutaway type detail where it's very, there are a lot of holes in it. So some are decorative, some are just from wear and tear, I presume. But yeah, it's very beautiful, but I don't see this holding up very long. Oh, and next of all, here is just oh, this is a plain white handkerchief, but I love looking at see the tiny, tiny little stitches at the top. I feel this could be just a simple sewing machine stitch, just in a slightly smaller length. Like the stitches are uniform enough that it looks machine sewn to me. Um, and it's got like a little embroidered detail at the corner. It's like pink, it like kind of just like pink and green, but it's more like a melding of the two. So I'm not really sure what it's supposed to represent because it isn't like green leaves, pink flowers. It's both pink and green like intermixed throughout. It's very creative. Oh, and next of all, I have this lovely white handkerchief with these beautiful, it has this beautiful, like, tiny, like, thin lace at the edges, and it's got, like, these beautiful red flowers. Someone let me know in the comments, please, like, what these flowers, like, what type of flower you think these are, because I'm not entirely sure what type of flower it's supposed to be, but it looks like it's supposed to be a specific type of flower, so I think it's very pretty. Next of all, this is another just plain like white handkerchief, but I want to know how this sort of edge is finished because it does have like those little holes in the edges with like kind of like a detached, like I don't know how to describe this, like what this technique is, but it's just like there's like this little thinness where it isn't just like fold it over twice, iron it, and then stitch. It's something else. Like I don't know how to describe this finish. And then there is this beautiful, like this looks like it could be like hand embroidery just because of the thickness of the thread. It's got this beautiful green, and then it's got these little pink things that are in like pink and blue, and I'm not sure if they're supposed to be butterflies or flowers, but it's very cute. Like it's like I can't help but think like how much like work must have gone into making these little detailed things. And these are like handkerchiefs are practical items. They get a lot of wear and tear, so it's cool seeing how much like artistry went into these practical objects. And then this is another white handkerchief with like a white design, so it's rather subtle. And this one looks kind of, I don't know, it makes me think of like, what are they called, like cattails? I don't think that's what this is, but it's one of those plants that has like a tall thingy sticking out, and it looks like a tall growing plant. It's cool. It's pretty. Oh, and next of all, here is another like plain white handkerchief with a couple of little blue floral things on a couple of the sides. And then in one corner, there's this more like elaborate blue floral design. And I love how this thread is kind of like metallic, like it's got a reflectiveness to it, a shine to it. And it also has like the little blue threads around the scalloping at the edges. And like, I just can't help but think like, how do they do this in such a way where it's like it catches it and keeps it from fraying while still being so very, very minute, very thin. Like that is skill, and I have no idea if I ever wanted to recreate that, like how would I even do that? And then, okay, these last handkerchiefs are from my sister. So first of all, she got me this one that has an M on it. Like I joked, it probably stands for Mildred or something like that. But it is an M, which is like a Morgan. So M stands for Morgan now. And it's yellow. It's pretty. I love yellow. I love yellow. She knows that yellow is my favorite color. But yes, it's got like beautiful yellow like decorations. Like it's got these little dots, it's got these flowers, and it's got that big beautiful M. It's pretty. Oh, and she also got me this one, which is like a white handkerchief with some, it's got like a rose and then like some other little blooms at the corner. And I'm just looking at the stitching and thinking that's like, it's unique. I love how it has like kind of like a black border around parts of it to really make it stand out. Like it's a very vibrant look. And if I look at the back, it's like I kind of see like little edges of thread, and that makes me wonder, like, was this done by machine? Was this done by hand? How did they do this? Like, I'm always curious about like how did people make these things, what techniques were utilized. It's very pretty. I love the choice to do the black outline. It just gives it, I guess I'd say, like a more modern, later art style than some of the others. Like it's less photorealistic and more like representative, I guess. It's pretty. I don't think I'm using that word right. So it's the word I'm looking for, representational. It's been ages since I took like intro to the visual arts at this point. Oh, and then here is this beautiful like handkerchief that has like, it's got like little yellow and brown flowers, and I love how it just extends out to the corner here. It's cool. I like it. I like it. It's cool. I want to know what type of flower this is. Like I'm not very good at recognizing different species of flowers, but I think it's very pretty. Species is the right word. Nature has never really been my cup of tea, to be perfectly frank. I'm an indoor person. Next of all, I got this beautiful white handkerchief with, it's got, one thing that's a little bit weird to me is like the way that they finished the corner here. It's like, I can stick my finger through it. Like they didn't do like a sew it to one side or whatever. They just kind of like ironed it closed and went on, is what it looks like. Like I can stick my fingers through I can stick my fingers through 3 of the corners, but not the last one, which was probably where they joined the edges. It's very pretty, but I'm like, why did they go with that technique of finishing? But it's pretty. I love it. I love the little, like the subtle little heart detail in the lace. And I love the little embroidery at the bottom. It's like little blue flowers with some yellow thrown in and some like seafoamy type greens. Like it's very, I feel like it goes well. It's pretty. So yeah, I think that this is like all of the handkerchiefs. So thank you again very much to my mother and my sister for these lovely Christmas gifts. And I hope that you all enjoyed this handkerchief haul and that you're having a great day. Bye!